We are about to visit one of the island's most recent centenarians. She is one lady who has absolutely no qualms about letting everyone know how proud she is of her life's work. Let us go in and meet her. At 100 years old, Winifred Callender is one of the elderly persons in society who have been the backbone of our island's progress from a British colony to nationhood. Younger generations owe a great deal of gratitude to the elderly population, for without them, many of us would not be where we are today. Mrs. Callender, what was your fondest memory as a child or a young person?
My road to get to school is all through gully to get up in the public road. And when I get up in the public road and go a good way in the public road, I turn off the public road into a gap and go up between. Some people have the land, and I go up between them, go up till I get up, not far from the school. And when I get near to the school, I swing right. It's still in the line, and then I swing again, and I go then and butt up in the public road, and the school is above the road then. And I will go and step on the school boundary. And when I get there, school calling at 10. And if I get there and prayer's going on, I got to stop at the door. Can't go in school. Prayer's going on, and I join in the prayers, and when to kneel in prayer, I kneel down in the door. And as soon as prayer's over, I have to get it. It won't be me alone, others that late like me. And when we stand up now, we can't walk and go to our class. The schoolmistress coming down off of the platform, and she coming with the leather over her shoulders, the strap, and a little bamboo stick in she hand. When she comes, she want to know why you are late for school. You will tell her, Some ain't have no reason, but who have reason, let her know. Well, if she in sympathy with what we say, she say, all right, walk into your class. See? And if it ain't satisfactory, she say, well, I'm going to give you 2 lashes. And what you know, who know, you whistle, help me, help me, help me. And you can't let the teacher hear you trying to smuggle from that boy. It was hard, but you try. And you copy, you look at that body side, you want to see how they're operating, and you crash off some, wrong or right, you copying.
Were you married?
After my father died, I didn't marry then. And it wasn't easy. My father married twice. My mother died first. See? And I had 1 son. And she used to pray and beg the Lord, don't give me no more children because I will suffer. My sister have hers to look after and her husband, and she wasn't able to see to me. And I said, the Lord answer her prayer. Answer her prayer, answer. See? And I had the 1, and I worked hard with mine. And then after my father died, my mother died, he married again. See? So you would know then I off of his list. So I would on then on my lovey list, Yes, so I take it as it was. Bare hard work.
Tell me the story of how you and your husband met.
Well, you say he did love me. I say, more from me. come back again another time. Tell me what you tell me. You ain't love me? I love you. Well, perseverance seldom fail. See? And he tried, till I said, well, all right. Let me try.
After her husband died in 1978, at the age of 70, Mrs. Callender vowed that she would not marry a second time.
I know what I passed through, but if he go before me, I won't go again because I know what I passed through. What I passed through. And go again may be worse for me than I wasn't able to endure what I would have to go through.
Was it difficult during the years when you were working and looking after your family?
Me, only me. In that little kitchen garden. My husband working, I in home in the ground, working, weeding. That sometime anybody passing see me, they say about 40, why you don't go out the sun? Say, girl, you know what, the Lord understand. He helped me to get a few holes do to go in to put on dinner. Get me? And we dinner time did that. No, we dinner time then 4 o'clock and 5. We dinner time 7 o'clock. You eating. You eating. Got cow, you got sheep, and you got a milk cow. You milk your cow, you get your milk, and you drink your milk. Do buttermilk, churn butter, all that we do.
How many children do you have?
I only had one, and my mother prayed for me. That is what told to me. See, my sister have hers, and her husband, and I home, and I have children. She can't help me when I in need, and she begged the Lord, don't give me no more. And the Lord hear her prayer. But she didn't tell me is who she talked with, is who give me the S. And I said, I watch it, and it happened. The Lord hear her prayer, hear and answer her. See? And that one. And he grew to be a gentleman, a big man, till he was in the police force. Can't remember how many years he was in it, but he left then and he went to England. See? You understand? So he wasn't so well, so he didn't get over his illness. You understand? But before that, the doctor told him from England, change the climate, so he went to Canada. That is what they told. So you then from time to time, he still ill. See? So he died in Canada. You understand? And his wife, she bring tears to my eyes. She ain't give me up to this present minute 'cause she here. She ain't give me up, though he dead and gone. Where you will see then what type of person that I am. That her daughter-in-law, my son, leave her for 21 or 22 years and she ain't give up me. You think I can keep she down there? Up there. Not down here, up there. Keep she in God's hand. And her 2 children. Leave her with 2. A young man and a young lady, 'cause they're the children. And neither one of them, the 3 of them ain't give me up. God bless them. I beg God in every way, show blessing on them. And I just beg them keep themselves the way they should be in God's hand. go in God's hand. And I say, however, I lift them up, God hear prayer. And He answered the prayer.
Tell me the story behind how you and Mrs. Callender became friends.
Well, I knew her when I was a little girl going to school at the Modern. I used to meet her on the school bus, and she would always speak. And her sister, she had a sister that was inseparable. As she mentioned to you all earlier about her sister had a few children and she had only one. I met her then and I just knew her by being on the bus. But then I met her once at her house. I went there with my husband, who was our son. We weren't married yet. And then I went to England. He came after in England, of course, that we got married in England. So then it was the regular visits back to Barbados. Well, of course, in those first days, it was the writing of the letters and to and fro. And when we came back and things, she would always want a dress and the hat to match. I had to bring the bag and the shoes. If you forgot the bag, you had to go and get a bag when you get to Barbados. So we became close and kids were born. I brought the kids home to visit her and things, and we never had a bad word.
How would you describe the kind of lady that she is?
She's very witty, I must tell you that. She's always been nice, church going, everything in the church. She belonged to a little church called St. Gabriel's, which is in Kendal where she was brought up. But the head church is in St. John's Parish Church. But she's been involved in the Mothers Union, the church army, and things like that. She used to go out with the priests to give communion until about, 5 or 6 years ago, after I realized that she was getting older and that she needs someone to look after her. We decided to put her in this nursing home, which was just open. She was one of the first people that came in here.
Mrs. Callender is the second centenarian ever to reside at this retirement home. I know that like everybody else, an older person's mood may vary. Some days may be good, some may not be as good. How should a caregiver deal with the more difficult times?
Most of the time, the challenges you're going to find is that the resident is resistive, maybe to care or maybe to what is happening at that point in time. So usually what I would suggest is that you leave the person alone and then come back. Because when you come back, then you will find that the mood has changed somewhat. So you shouldn't force anything on them.
Is Mrs. Callender your favorite resident?
I don't really have a favorite resident as such. I wouldn't say that. There are some residents who appeal to you a bit more because of how they are, their personalities and so on. But I wouldn't say I have a favorite resident. She's special to me, like all the others.
Mrs. Callender, how old would you like to live to be?
Oh, you can't grieve God's Spirit, please. Oh, no. It's in God's hand. I wouldn't grieve His Spirit.
Mrs. Callender, would you like to share your secret to such a long and healthy life with us?
I didn't expect it, so I am thankful. I'm thankful. I thank God for where He bring me from up to this present minute here. I thank Him. My tongue is too short to thank and praise God.
Despite their advanced years, many older persons continue to make vital contributions to their communities and the wider society as caregivers, volunteers, mentors, and through other forms of activities. Our elderly have earned the respect which they so richly deserve.